Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Ify Space. Yeah, I'm on holiday, but it's still my space. So from the title of this video, you would already tell what this video will be all about. There's been a lot of changes and updates over the course of the year. I think the last time I spoke about working in Malta was over 6 months ago, and of course there's been a lot of changes and updates, and I just thought, you know what, let me come share with you all and just see if, just in case you fit into any of these categories, whether or not you are in Malta. So even though you are not in Malta yet and you are looking to find a job, or you are currently in the process of applying for your work permit, then this video is for you. And even though you live in Malta, yes, you can actually switch. Okay, so stay tuned till the end. It's been a while I said that. And please, if you've not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. At least let me say that now. Subscribe, like, and share. Okay. So the first category I'll be talking about is the normal single permit application, right? So usually salaries for this particular category falls between 10,000 euros per year to about 25,000 per year. You go through the normal route of applying for a work permit. There's no fast track, there's no extra benefits, nothing at all. So if your current salary or the salary you're being offered is between 10,000 to 25,000 euros, you fall into this category of the normal single permit application. This particular validity is between 1 or 2 years. It cannot be, I mean, you can always renew every year. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to process this particular application. And to be very honest, it is not very common to find most categories, most people that relocate to Malta as an expat to work here, they are highly skilled workers. They have a lot of qualification and experience. I mean, they are in a field where the skill is in demand. I mean, you could actually have a skill and still fall under this category, to be very honest. For example, if you are looking to work in the tourist industry, right? Now, I mean, they hold people into hospitality and the likes. You want to work in restaurants, hotels, and all of that. They will actually hold them in high esteem as well. Their salaries might not be as much as the other categories, right? However, what I'm trying to say is that you can actually still get a job even though you are abroad, right? Even though you're still abroad, you can get an employer willing to employ you from abroad, and you fall under this category. As a matter of fact, there's something called the skills card. So it was implemented in March, and what this means is that as a non-EU, someone who is not European or Maltese, you need to get a skills card to enable you work within the hospitality industry. What I'm just trying to say, the summary of everything I've been, all my rant, is just that, I mean, the fact that the salary would not be up to 25,000 euros is not a deal breaker. Just recently, I saw that. That's true. I'll put up the link somewhere above. Malta public transport, they are currently recruiting for drivers. I know someone who is a non-EU who was sponsored to relocate to Malta to work as a bus driver in Malta. So there are all of these other skills that one can take advantage of. In this particular case, for this person, I know it wasn't even until he arrived in Malta that he now got his driver's license to be able to drive here, right? So as you can see, the salary range here is not even up to 25,000 euros. That's the first category. And then if the salary being offered is between the range of 25,000 euros to 35,000 euros, you fall under the category of an SCI, meaning a specialized employee initiative. Okay, initially, in fact, this particular category is a very new one. It was just introduced, I think, November, December 2023. So it is compulsory. Salary being offered is between 25 to 35,000 euros. You have a minimum of a bachelor's degree, and then you have 3 years experience in that same field that you're applying for. Then you fall within the specialized employee initiative category. What this means is that your permit, when you apply, it will be processed within 15 days, 15 working days. And then another thing with this particular category, unlike the normal category, right? The normal category, you have to meet the requirements in terms of living in Malta first before you can invite your family to join you in the event that you have a family. However, for the SCI, your family can join within 1 year. However, when your spouse arrives, I mean, if your spouse wants to work, they don't need a single work permit to be able to work in Malta, right? You can apply with Job Plus to get an employment license. However, it's a disadvantage because in the event that anything happens to the main applicants, it would automatically affect the spouse as well, right? The spouse would not be able to apply for a single work permit to stand on his or her own, if you get what I mean. And then the final category is the Key Employee Initiative, KEI. KEI has been in existence since, as far as I can remember, since we moved to Malta. And the salary range used to be from 30,000 euros and above. However, now, since the introduction of the SCI initiative, KEI has now been increased to a salary band of 35,000 euros and above. To fall into the KEI category, you need to be be in a managerial position or in an highly skilled IT role, right, for you to fall within this category. Their work permit is usually processed within 5 working days. And for all these categories I mentioned, the normal category, the normal single permit, the SEI and the KEI, is still the same application fee of 300 euros, right, that applies for all. For the SEI and the KEI, your permit can be valid for up to 3 years. So at the time they're applying, it could have a validity of 3 years. And of course, you don't have to be going yearly until you need to renew again. Okay? And then for KEI, your family can join you within 1 year. When you arrive in Malta, they can now apply for their own single permit application as well. Your spouse, that would enable them live and work here and they won't be dependent on you in any way. All of this is as at March 2024. Trust me, before I even upload this video, there might be changes, but changes do not, in terms of this kind of initiatives and all, or anything that has to do with this, it's not like an immediate change. Like, for example, the one I talked about, the skills card, was announced in October last year and it only got implemented this March, so it's not like overnight changes. Okay, so basically these are the 3 categories that you fall under. So if, for example, you've been working in Malta and you fall under KEI now and your permit has been taking months to process, there's a problem. Then maybe you are still on the normal category and you need to be upgraded ASAP. However, that's also relative, because if, for example, you earn that high and it's not really a managerial role or a highly skilled IT role, then do you understand? So you might not really fall into the KEI category. Okay, so aside all 3 categories, there's also the blue card. It's not very popular here. I don't really know why. Okay, however, there are some rules that still in the process of being implemented in Malta. If you have an EU blue card, there are lots of benefits, but I think what tops the list for me that makes a lot of sense is that, unlike the normal permits, the KEI and the SEI categories, those ones, if they lose their job while still in employment, right, you have only 10 days to find a job or leave the country, because it's a single permit application. So what you have is that it is tied to a particular employer. God forbid that the employer maybe terminates your contract or for one reason or the other you have to leave. You have only 10 days to find a job. If you are a blue card holder, you have 3 months. Blue card is usually valid for 2 years, and of course you can apply again, renew it again. If you've been living and working in Malta for 2 years and maybe after you maybe lose your job, you have 6 months to find another job. You'll still be legally residing here. And I like the fact that as a blue card holder, it also leads to long-term residence permits. So it's not like, oh, okay, because you are not on the single permits or the likes. As a blue card holder, you still have the right to apply for long-term permits regardless of what EU country you live in. Another very good advantage, I've talked about 2 now. Another very good advantage is that your family member can join you immediately. So because there's been cases where, okay, even while you're working, no matter how much you earn and you are under the KEI category, your family will only join you after you've arrived here, you've applied for your work permit, and then that's when you now start processing theirs, depending on the category you fall under. But as a blue card holder, as you are applying for your own to relocate to Malta, your family members as well would apply at the same time, and you all can relocate at the same time. So you don't need to start waiting for a while before you relocate. Because trust me, with the other means, most times it takes about 3, 4, 5 months even in order for your family to join you. So your family can join you immediately. And not only that, when they arrive, they can also work here in Malta. Just like the SCI initiative, they don't need the work permit tied to a single employer. Aside that, they also have the same rights as one who is a multi-citizen. For me, I feel that the blue card, as a blue card holder, you have access to the same thing that a long-term resident has. The thing is that a lot of people are not really aware of the blue card or how to go about it, even employers. So not all employers, especially those who are maybe, let's say, Maltese employers and all, not all of them are really conversant with all of these. Right where on the same portal where they get to apply for the single permit renewal or single permit application, they can also just select the blue card category to apply for a prospective employee, because so far they meet the requirements. I didn't talk about the requirements. As a blue card holder, you need to be an extremely highly skilled professional. Your salary needs to be 1.5 times the average salary in Malta. Usually the average salary in Malta fluctuates, is around 33 to 35,000 euros minimum that you need to be earning. To apply for a blue card, it's either you have a qualification that will be recognized by MQRIC, or if you're applying for an IT role, you need 3 years experience. If it's a role in another field, you need 5 years experience, in that same field for you to be eligible to apply for a blue card. And another thing I would like to say is that from what I've just explained now, as a blue card holder, I mentioned that the salary is around 35,000 and above. Same with the KEI. But most employers, and I kind of know why most employers will not just want to apply for a blue card, because you're not going to be tied to a particular company, or let's say at their mercy. So even though you are already a KEI staff, at the point that you want to renew, not when your card has expired, no, it is very risky not to have any legal status at the time you're applying, if you have like a lot of time. Because another thing is that for the blue card, it takes about 3 months to process, unlike the KEI that takes 5 working days to get processed. So a blue card will take 3 months, even more, I'm sure, to get processed. So if, for example, your permit, this is March, your permit will expire like August, you can just start the application for the blue card at this point, so that before then you would already have your blue card and you do not need to renew your single permit application, right? Although another disadvantage again is, if during the period that one is working, your salary falls below the range that is expected for a blue card holder, then your blue card will be revoked. So they all have their advantages and disadvantages, but I feel that as a blue card holder, you have way more advantages, especially if you already fall within that category and you meet these particular requirements that I just talked about. So weigh your options really well. Be aware that you can switch. So if initially you used to be an SCI, under the SCI category, you can always switch to being a KEI and then switch to becoming a blue card holder. That is if you don't already hold a long-term resident status. For example, for us, we do not need any of these categories because we already fall under long-term status. Like I said, as a blue card holder, it will take 3 months. So if you do not have that time, for example, you are better off just applying under the KEI category, okay, or the SCI category, depending on which works. Because trust me, 15 working days for an SCI, and in fact, I would say applying as a blue card holder and as a normal permit holder is almost within the same range. But if you are here in Malta and there's no hurry, to be honest, and you already have a permit ongoing, you can actually just apply. See you in my next video, and I hope this video was helpful about working in Malta, regardless of whatever category you feel you fall into. Trust me, application, and even though you are not in Malta, trust me, people are still getting jobs while still abroad. You just need to go through the correct medium. Do not fall into the hand of fraudsters. Do not patronize agencies that will promise you heaven and earth, or start paying exorbitant amounts of money just to get a job in Malta. It doesn't make any sense. You are better off coming to school. Do you understand? So go on career portals, go on job portals, especially if you have a skill, IT, finance, and the likes. Just go, keep applying, and I'm sure that you would stand a very good chance, okay? So thank you for watching my video once again, and see you in my next video.